Mark Twain coined the term Gilded Age due to the fact that American society looked almost perfect on the outside, yet corruption ran rampant. It was a time of sin, greed, and deviousness. On the other hand, it also marked the beginning of great economic and technological growth for the U.S.
From the despair and devastation of war, Americans rose and saw opportunity. Some seized these chances in the form of technological innovation. Many of the breakthroughs created during this era are still classified as some of the most revolutionary inventions in the history of men, which just a few include the telegraph, light bulb, and escalator. The growing fascination with technology and big city booms ultimately led to the growing demand for more automatic transportation, which in turn resulted in more complex railroad systems. The first transcontinental railroad improved markets all around the United States and increased the rates of trading raw materials and manufactured goods. It was revolutionary because it unified and nationalized the domestic market.
There was one rule for the industrialist, and that is make the best quality goods possible at the lowest cost possible, paying the highest wages possible. Henry Ford.
However, the railroad was useless without the men that had driven its success, such as John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller was the foremost genius in the oil industry, buying out the weaker competition to then put pressure upon his competitors and simultaneously increase his own influence. Not to be forgotten are the great social reformers of the Gilded Age. Authors such as Mark Twain and Charles Warner showed how underneath the golden veil of American success, there were serious economic and social issues, including immigration and poverty. Another artist that was widely acclaimed during the Gilded Age was Thomas Nast. Considered to be father of the American cartoon, Nast was an acclaimed caricaturist and editorial cartoonist during the Gilded Age. Nast used his cartoons to make political statements and was also the creator of the political symbol for the Republican Party, the elephant. These reformers highlighted through his literature how American society became separated into the haves and have-nots, those who were wealthy and those who were taken advantage of.
Wall Street is like the ocean. No man can govern it. It is too vast. Wall Street is full of eddies and currents. By Jay Gould.
The first step towards going somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. J.P. Morgan.
Laissez-faire, French for leave alone, was the term used to describe policies of the Gilded Age. The government leaves the people alone regarding any economic activities. During this era, the economy skyrocketed because of some important entrepreneurs such as Henry Ford, J.P. Morgan, John D. Rockefeller, and Jay Gould. Andrew Carnegie was also an entrepreneur who made an impact on this era by expanding the American steel industry. Entrepreneurs organized their influence on the market to pressure their competitors to give up their own stores until they could no longer successfully compete with the larger business. This is called a monopoly.
I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with head or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man an opportunity to make a living. By John D. Rockefeller.
Immigration was nothing new to America. Besides the Native Americans, all United States citizens can claim some immigrant experience, whether during prosperity or despair, brought by force or by choice. However, immigration to the United States reached its peak from 1880 to 1920. The so-called Old Immigration brought hundreds of thousands of Irish and German immigrants to the New World. This time, although those groups would continue to come, new people groups would join America's growing populace. Many would come from Southern and Eastern Europe, and some would come from as far away as Asia. New complexions, new languages, and new religions confronted the already diverse American way.
Beautiful credit is the foundation of modern society. Who shall say that this is not the golden age of mutual trust, of unlimited reliance upon human promises? That is a peculiar condition of society which enables a whole nation to instantly recognize point and meaning in the familiar newspaper anecdote, which puts into the mouth of a distinguished spectator and lands in minds this remark: I wasn't worth a cent 2 years ago, and now I owe $2 million. Mark Twain.
The United States economy revolves around the use of factories. Workers worked 10-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Men and women worked until they could no longer stand. They received no retirement benefits, no medical coverage, and no compensation if hurt on the job. This caused laborers to want change. However, their bosses took extreme measures to prevent a union from forming. So as the laborers made no immediate progress, some resorted to the idea of Marxism, and some workers just wanted an extra nickel for their work. Unionism brought greater working conditions, higher wages, and better hours to many Americans across the nation. The Knights of Labor was a union founded in 1869, which recruited skilled and unskilled workers. It was even available to women and African Americans, which was a unique factor during the 19th century. The strive was to demand for an 8-hour workday and to end child labor and convict labor. Their impact caused people to follow the Knights of Labor and fight for what they believed was right. The Granger Movement was an organization established by Oliver Kelly during the late 19th century. Kelly organized this cooperative union to help agricultural-centered businesses overcome the big business-dominated railroads. This corruption within the system kept farmers from gaining any profit due to the fact that all railroad rates were monopolized. Granger laws were later introduced to many southern states, which helped regulate railroads.
The railroads were the arteries of America. Tom Brokaw, NBC News.
While the Gilded Age is usually cast in a negative light due to the socioeconomic issues it created, it also introduced a plethora of entrepreneurs, jump-started urbanization, and gave the world new technology that forever changed communication and transportation.
Are you good? Okay, don't drop it. Don't drop that. Are you legit filming for bloopers right now?
I'm really not.
Oh, you're just okay. All right, cool. We're gonna.
Okay, are y'all ready? Okay. Here we okay. In the late 19th century, Mark Twain coined the term Gilded Age to kill me. Start over.
I'm so white, aren't I? English Spectator and lands and mines this remark. I wasn't worth a cent 2 years ago, and now I owe $2 million. Mark Twain.
Arteries of America. Tom Brokaw, NBC Brokaw. Like Brokaw.